Moving up to a new home, a bigger home, a higher priced home can be very, very daunting for many. Well, in today's video, we are talking to two clients who successfully did that with our team recently. And so, did they make the right choices? Did they make the right decisions? Are they regretting what they chose? Well, let's go meet them. So I want to introduce you to Dwayne and Christy, a fantastic family. They have two sons who I think are both finished high school now, and they've lived in their last house for, I think it's a couple decades. Well, we will find out. But they've lived there for a very long time and it just wasn't working and they needed to find something different. Well, they came to us and we chatted probably a couple years ago. Over those years, you kind of dabble in trying to figure out what it is that you want in your next move up home. And ultimately they found the perfect place. End of 2022 and early this year in 2023, they ended up selling their last house. So what was family life like in your old place?
So our old place, we were in 23, 24 years. So it's all our boys actually ever knew, born and raised there. So for us, we really created our family in that house. The memories that we have were all there. And we really made that house ours. So we would renovate it, we would expand it, we would do whatever we needed to. So for us, we created it to fit our lifestyle for our family, made it our own, but it really was the heart of all of our best memories with our boys and us as a couple.
So basically 4 adults living in a house,
Yeah.
4 cars, 4 different hobbies. It was just chaotic. Every 4 different jobs. But a good chaos though.
Yeah. And how did that make you feel? If there's so much chaos, how did that make you feel living in there?
So as the boys got older, the walls started closing in. And, we realized they weren't moving out anytime soon. So we just decided that it was time to get a little bit more space, be able to accommodate a family of 4 and not feel so. We had done as much as we could do as far as space goes and utilizing every space, and there was no more room. So
Done.
Yeah.
That is totally fair. So with not making a move for over a couple decades, what fears did you have in terms of the actual process or uprooting your whole family and moving them into something else?
Probably a couple things. One was we loved our home. So we didn't want to move or put our house up for sale until we found the right house. So we kind of did it backwards from what a lot of people did. So we had to take a risk. And we spent a couple years looking for the home that we loved. So that was a little bit apprehensive because it means that we would buy a house and commit to that before knowing that our house could sell. So that was part of probably apprehension that was there.
Should you buy first or should you sell first? That's a big conversation that we always have with our clients. And the reality is it truly depends on your financial situation as well as the market that you're in. For example, if you are buying in a seller's market where there's not a lot of options to purchase, finding the home after you've already sold yours could be really hard and you could become homeless. We don't want that. So listen to the agent, have the conversations, know what type of market you're buying, know what type of market you're selling in, as well as know your financial situation, because that's gonna put you in a better place when it comes time to pull the trigger.
I think it's the unknown. It was more the hesitation of, are we making the right choice? It was more the unknown, just of what are we getting ourselves into? We knew we wanted something that we wanted to renovate and remodel ourselves. Well, we're a lot older than the last time we did that too. So there was that, as well.
So what are some things that you did or tried doing prior to reaching out to us? Or was it a direct thing, no questions asked? We're working with Chamberlain Group.
Yeah, have known a bunch of your team members for decades.
Yeah.
And so for us, the process started probably 2-3 years ago with a conversation just saying, here's kind of what we're thinking. It's got to be the right house, but we're not in a hurry. It's got to be the right one. And really working through that process of what does that mean? What steps do we need to take to prepare for that? and then patience on the Chamberlain's group's side of really working us for a couple years to look for a house that kind of checked off all the boxes that we wanted.
So in those first conversations that you had, what were one or two of the big lessons that you learned, or things that you learned about the process that were different, or even something that just kind of helped you bring clarity to those early days of trying to figure out, are you going to move?
I just remember Chamberlain Group coming over for the first time with your booklet and explaining everything to us and just saying, okay, you know, here's your home compared to what is it you're looking for, the questions you ask, just everything, you know, budget, what's your wish list, the knowledge of the different communities, everything. It was explained to me so simply. I need it to be explained simply, but I just felt so much better and more clarity of what we were actually looking for and what we were, the decision that we want, and never felt rushed through the process, ever. Never felt like, well, you've got to find a home. And we did take a long time, and we were never felt, yeah, it was take your time, you got to find the right home. So I appreciated that.
Well, because when you guys bought your first place, you were pre-kids, early marriage, a lot of that life stage.
Small
So,
condo. Yeah,
yeah, coming from a small condo, right?
coming from a small condo.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so the person and the people and the family that you are now is so different in what you're looking for. And so did you end up approaching the process very differently?
Yeah, obviously it was. Needs
Yeah.
had changed, family had changed, our goals had changed, our jobs had changed, our lifestyle had changed. So
Well, and you're also in a phase of life that boys are gonna start moving out. They're gonna start. So why upsize now when boys could be leaving in the next 5 years?
we get that question a lot.
Okay.
You know, for us, it's part of our future investment. We want to make this home kind of the last home that we left. It was really so much that we wanted, and we wanted to make this kind of our final home, for lack of a better term, until we're ready to downsize years to come. We want to stay here. We love this community. We love being close to family. And so we wanted to make it as part of our investment.
So if you were to go back in time and give yourself some good, solid Dwayne advice, what would you tell yourself?
To stay patient, that the right house will come. Probably anticipate that you have a lot more things in your house than you think you do. So when it comes to actually moving, you need a lot bigger space to put it in. But I would think to just understand what it is you want before looking at it, before looking for houses. I think the other thing is to have realistic expectations that maybe not the perfect house exists and you are going to have to give and take, but to be sensible about what you're willing to compromise on.
We have all got something inside of us, that little voice that tells us what we should do. And when you're buying the next property, moving up to that next home, or maybe downsizing to the next home, that gut check, that little voice that you have inside of you is correct. Tell us, tell your agent, tell us what that little voice is saying so that we can help basically create the reality that you are thinking inside. When you walk into a property and you're there for the first time, you know that it's going to be the right thing or the wrong thing. Check that gut. Know what that gut feeling is. Voice it, put words to it, and let us help you figure that out because your gut is right. So take us to the moment when you realized that you found the perfect house and it was kind of like, oh, this is all over. Whether it's when you found the new house or when you sold your last place.
Yeah.
What was that like? What did you feel?
So when we found the house, it was a bit of anxiousness because again, it'd been a couple years, right? And then they found something going, okay, this feels like home. And again, our agent saying, this is the first house that I can see you guys live in. This is you. So anticipation then, and through that process, even though it happened fairly quickly, time stands still when you're waiting for it to close, right?
Yeah.
And then once you find that house, it's like, okay, we want this, right? So then it becomes this difference of you are entertaining in your home going, yeah, we're done with this now. We really want our new home. So probably just that anticipation saying it's time. And excitement though, that you found something finally that this makes sense. This is what we want. So yeah.
Because we purchased first.
Yep.
And then we put our house up for sale. And I think when all was said and done and contracts were signed, it was that moment of, wait a second, like my kids were born here, my kids were raised here, and all the memories that came along with that. So it was that moment of, this is really happening. We all went through sadness, but then looking ahead, realizing what was to come and the next chapter was to come. And for us, that just was so, and knowing that there was a young family moving into our old house and that we built this house and hope that they would enjoy it as much as we had.
Should you schedule your possessions for your purchase and your sale on the same day? That's a big disaster. The problem's waiting to happen because money needs to transfer. Lawyers are transferring titles. There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes. And if one thing doesn't line up, you could be sitting on the side of the road with a moving truck and nowhere to put it. And that's not what we want. So give yourself some room. Ideally, on the home that you're purchasing, probably do that on let's say on Monday, doesn't matter what day, but do it on one day. Give yourself 2, 3, maybe a week or 2 weeks of time frame so that you are able to have that wiggle room, right? Make sure money moves, make sure things move, set things up, maybe paint a little bit before you move into the new place. Whatever it is, give yourself that space and just trust me, you will thank me later. So what is life like now for you? Now that you've moved in, like how does it, because really with space, it's a real big problem.
Yeah.
So how has this new property solved those problems that you had?
I don't know. I just feel like I can breathe again. I don't know. It just feels right. Even it's funny, but even like just the streets here, it just feels bigger. It feels, I don't know, it just feels more spacious, more open, I guess.
Yeah.
So there's some anxiousness whether how long is this going to take to feel like home.
Yeah.
And it really happened for me instantaneously. Like as soon as we moved in the first night and slept in it, it was like, yeah, this is our home. And haven't ever felt about missing the old home. For our boys, it's all they knew was the old house. So I think for them, there's a little bit more anxiousness of moving to a new home. For me, I mean, we've only been in there 2 weeks. And we were just talking about, last night, the boys had over like a dozen friends to watch a hockey game. But it was neat because we walked in the house kind of as they had finished stuff with their friends and they were all getting up and getting ready to leave. Their boys made the comment after saying, this worked so great. Cool. So to see that they now have found a place that they even feel that they can entertain more and have more friends over, that was pretty cool for me.